Hey everyone, I'm here in Moab, Utah in Arches National Park, and we're about to head into the fiery furnace. Let's go. I'm headed into one of the most intriguing and challenging spots in Arches National Park, the fiery furnace. This isn't your typical hike. It's more like an adventure playground carved out of red sandstone with narrow canyons, hidden arches, and a lot of twists and turns. The fiery furnace is known for its maze-like structure with no designated route and the unique ability to get you lost. In this video, I'm going to walk you through everything: how to get a permit, the age requirements, and why there's a mandatory meeting with a ranger before you start. Then I'll take you along as we navigate this natural wonder and experience the fiery furnace for ourselves. So if you're up for a bit of adventure, let's go explore. But before you even step into the maze, there's a couple rules you need to know because this isn't like an everyday hike.
You definitely need a permit to get into the fiery furnace, and they only allow 75 visitors per day. To do this, go to recreation.gov, where they open up permits 7 days in advance. It's $10 per person, so there is a small fee. Once you have one, you have to take your reservation to the visitor center at Arches on the day of your hike. That's when it flips from a reservation to a permit. And pro tip, these aren't easy to get. In high season, like spring or fall, people jump on recreation.gov and they sell out almost immediately. Since we went in November, which is low season in Moab, we were able to score one on a Friday, but the weekends were still filling up really fast. If you're nervous about doing the furnace on your own, they do also offer ranger guided permits from May through October. All the same rules apply, except they cost $16 per person.
Now here's an important note. There's an age requirement for the fiery furnace. Only people ages 5 and older are allowed to enter, mainly for safety reasons since the terrain can be challenging and there's a lot of scrambling involved.
One unique thing about visiting the fiery furnace is the mandatory pre-hike ranger orientation. This is a required meeting where everyone in your group, kids too, have to meet with a park ranger to go over everything you need to know before entering. They'll cover the basics of the hike, like navigation tips, since the area isn't marked, and reminders to help preserve this special landscape. It's also a chance to ask questions and get clarity on what to expect inside. Basically, they turn on the video and let you watch it for 7 minutes, but the ranger does come back and offer a few tidbits afterwards, along with availability to ask questions.
We just got out of the meeting and watched the video at the ranger station, and honestly, it was really helpful. It's about 7 minutes long, and most of it is about how you can best protect the ecosystems inside the fiery furnace. For example, there's a lot of cryptobiotic soil or living soil in there. It takes decades and decades to grow the living organisms in that soil, and all it takes is one step from humans to bust the crust, and it's ruined for 100 years. So most of the video is how you can take care of that ecosystem in there, walk on hard surfaces, walk in washes, and make sure you leave the fiery furnace better than you found it.
After getting our permits and completing the ranger's orientation, it's time to make our way to the fiery furnace. Even just driving through Arches National Park is an experience on its own. After all, Arches is known as a driving park where you can see a lot of the good stuff from the road. You're surrounded by red rock formations, towering cliffs, the snow-capped La Salles looming on the horizon, and an endless desert landscape that feels like it's straight out of a movie.
All right, here we are at the trailhead. We have tons of water, a lot of snacks packed. You can see behind me there, that is the furnace, so we're getting ready to head in. I've got to say, it's kind of humbling because you can see, like, it just looks like a lot of rocks and spires from here, but it's such a maze. And it's kind of humbling to think about how so many people get lost in there because there's no GPS, there's no maps, you kind of have to find your way around. I'm honestly not that worried about it, but I'm really curious to see if it's as sporting as everyone says it is. So here we go. So right now we're kind of following along the path that the ranger-led tours use, but I don't think we're going to stick with it the whole time. We're just trying to use it to get into the furnace before we go and find our own adventure. So unfortunately, we've been foiled. We were trying to get around to get up to the section called Surprise Arch, But we came around the corner here and it's just a bunch of sand dunes, which is one of the areas you are not supposed to walk on in the Fiery Furnace. You're only supposed to walk on a wash and hard rock. So even though we're so close, we're gonna turn around and go try to find a different route so that we're walking on durable surfaces. We're retreating back to find a better path. Better path. Better for the planet. Here we go. So we just found one of the arrows that is occasionally scattered around the furnace, and that's used by the rangers on their ranger-led walk. And so you have the option of following that loop if you want. You don't have to, like I was saying earlier, but it's kind of nice to see it because it shows you that you're not totally off in the middle of nowhere somewhere getting lost. So we just came across that dead end sign, which means we know we're gonna have to turn around. But maybe there's something cool at the end, so we're gonna go explore what the dead end actually means. Breathing a lot, but the canyon's getting kind of narrow, and I think there's gonna be something really cool at the end of it. One of the coolest parts about this place is that there is an actual surprise around every single corner. This is seriously the coolest hike I have ever done in Arches.
Get stuck, right?
You absolutely can get stuck.
So walking through all these canyons, it is so cool to think about all the water and ice that came through here and like settled into the walls and flowed through here and created the canyons. It made all these really cool patterns in the rock. I really enjoy looking at that. So as we've been bopping around in here all day, I've kind of been wondering if we were lost or if we just hadn't found the parking lot yet. But I just came around to Finn over here and saw the parking lot off in the distance. So even though we've been hiking for like 3-4 hours, I realized we're no more than like a mile from the parking lot. So we just came from over there. And I just saw the parking lot. I think, where'd it go? I think it's right up there. There's the parking lot. I'm down. So we are officially back. We just made it out of the fiery furnace, and it took us I'd say we were in here for about 4 hours, but we weren't trying to be fast. You could probably do it a lot faster. Overall, it was really awesome. I don't think we really got close to getting lost or confused. The main route is pretty easy to see whether it's marked or not. But if you really want to head out and have some big adventure, it would have been super easy to take a hard left and go climb up some rocks and go get into some mischief. One of my favorite things when we go exploring is finding new to me locations. And I have been to Arches probably a dozen times in my life. It's only 3 hours from where we live, but I have never once been to the fiery furnace. So it was so cool getting to explore this place, seeing what it was all about, checking out the arches, finding the little slot canyons, and basically spending another beautiful day outside. If you get the chance, I highly recommend you come check out the fiery furnace too. But until then, have fun out there.